مها امتى بنقلع. Okay, thank you, Rabih, for being with us. Thank you for having this 20-minute talk. We've known each other for a while now.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And we're happy to have you with us for this second Oreca talk live for Saudi Arabia, which is our first experience live for a show. And this is the first event happening after Corona in Saudi Arabia. And for us, Oreca, we've not seen any Orecas for the last almost a year and a half. Thank you for being with us.
Jumana, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. Finally, we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Like you said, we're seeing again the Horeca happen again. This great forum that gathers all the experts from all around the Middle East. And it's a pleasure for me. I've attended the Horeca in Beirut, but this is the first time I attended in Riyadh virtually. Okay. Hopefully next time in person we'll be there.
Yes, absolutely. Where are you now? Where are you making the interview from?
Now I'm in Dubai.
Okay, super.
Now I'm in Dubai. I'm running the operations from Dubai, covering the region. And very soon we will be expanding to Saudi, and we will talk about it in a while.
Yes, absolutely. Rita, the floor is yours.
Okay.
Hi,
so hello, Rabih. Thank you for taking the time to be with us on Oreca Live. I'm sure that our audience is in for a great session. Allow me please to introduce you to everyone. Rabih Fakhreddine, visionary at heart. He stepped out of the corporate world to follow his passion for the food and entertainment industry. In 2015, he opened Seven Sisters, a luxurious oasis of music and cuisine within the heart of Beirut, and formed Seven Management soon after. The success of Seven Sisters acted as a catalyst for the development of several food, beverage, and entertainment concepts that followed. With that being said, let us begin the interview. So, Rabih, what are the challenges?
Thank you for the great introduction, Rita.
You're most welcome. What are the challenges and opportunities of the KSA market?
Well, to be honest, the KSA market is a huge market, and it's witnessing a boom in the hospitality industry in specific for the past couple of years. COVID has maybe slowed down this pace, but I see it recovering again, especially with the season and what's going to happen in the next few months in Riyadh. I believe KSA has a big potential for our industry. Of course, every market has its challenges and opportunities. For me, the main challenge, Rita, to be honest, across all markets, not only KSA, is currently the COVID-19. Yeah. And especially for our industry, which took a big hit. But as I mentioned to Jumana, that finally we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, especially in markets like Dubai and Saudi Arabia, where they managed to have a fast vaccine rollout. And we're seeing how the markets are being open again, especially in our industry. So basically now, as we speak in Saudi Arabia, you have a 50% capacity, yeah. Or 2.5 meters social distancing. So this is a major challenge, especially in hitting the numbers and the figures versus last year and the years before. But I believe with the proper guidance of the authorities and the GIA, which is the General Entertainment Authority, GEA, we will be able to cross this challenge, especially that we've seen lately in the last few weeks, and as we speak also day by day, we're seeing new announcements that are showing that the market is going slowly but surely back to normal. So this is the biggest challenge for me in the Saudi market. Of course, the market has witnessed a big change at the market dynamics, and now we'll talk about it in details. But I want to focus here on the opportunities, because for me, I see Saudi Arabia or KSA as the land of opportunities, especially for the hospitality in this region. For me, I see Riyadh becoming in the next few years the hub of F&B and entertainment across Middle East and the region. We're seeing it, numbers are saying it, The brands that are expanding to Saudi Arabia say that the clientele also, where it's mainly Saudis, it's not affected by tourism or by seasonality, which is a very big advantage for us. If you know the dynamics of our industry, you know that our industry is highly affected by seasonality or by tourism. And this is the case in many markets that we currently operate in. Where the case, it's not the case in Saudi. Saudi is 99% Saudis and locals, and this is a big plus for our industry. Another opportunity. Some people see it as a challenge. I see it as an opportunity. Is Saudization. Now, as we speak, the rule says that you have to have 20% of your manning or your staff from the local market, specifically Saudi nationals. And I see this as a big opportunity because this will create a new culture. This will create a new culture with local talents. And what I mean by that is that I've read a lot that a lot of big international hospitality universities and academies like Lausanne and many others from Switzerland and many parts of the world are currently relocating to Saudi and opening branches in Saudi because they have a big demand in the market. And this will create a lot of talent, local talent, and this is effective and this is efficient for us as operators from a culture point of view and from a cost point of view as well. So this is in a nutshell, if I may say, the opportunities that I see in the Saudi market.
Okay, and what defines a winning food concept in KSA specifically?
What defines a winning food concept in KSA? You have the basics, Rita. The basics are usually the cuisine, the location, to select a good, those are the basic requirements, the right cuisine, the right location, the right service. But for me, and following a thorough market study of the market, I believe that price positioning is very essential and key in the Saudi market, where the consumer is very price sensitive, especially in the mid to low segment. Of course, and the high end and luxurious concepts and the segment, the price sensitivity doesn't kick in as much as it does in the mid to low segment. That's why we see that homegrown concepts are slowly taking over international and franchises in this segment specifically. So for you to be successful in Saudi, other than the basics which I mentioned earlier, you have to have the right price position.
So that takes me to my third question, which is home food concepts versus international ones. I guess Saudis, from what you said, prefer homegrown.
Saudis prefer, not only they prefer, it's a matter of taste for me. I believe Saudis did a great job in creating those homegrown concepts for such a huge market. And especially that we know that Saudis have been all around the world, whether it was Beirut or Dubai or London or the US. So they have a great taste and they had great experiences. And for them to be satisfied, if I may say, with the certain experience, and which is the homegrown in this case, it's a big accomplishment for the Saudi local operators for being able to give such an experience. So yes, I'm a fan of homegrown all the way. I don't see homegrown versus franchises. I see them complementing each other because each segment caters a specific need. We witnessed since the 90s, of course, in the 90s, we witnessed a boom for the franchises where you had all the international brands taking over, whether it was in the fast food, where you had the brands like Applebee's, Fridays, Chili's, and such concepts expanding aggressively in the Saudi market. Now, in the past few years, we're seeing a lot of local concepts and homegrown concepts, especially when it comes to the cafe segment. And here I want to highlight on this specific segment because it's where people mingle and socialize. And other part of the world, usually this happens in bars and in lounges. In Saudi, the cafes are the place where people gather, where people talk, where people go on dates. So this is a big segment in the market. And another segment which witnessed a big boom, and numbers say that, is the burger joints, where we saw several homegrown and very successful homegrown concepts in this regard. And of course, you have the famous homegrown concept, which is Al Baik, which you have people standing in line for hours to enter this concept. And it recently also started franchising with the first franchise opening in Dubai Mall, and they have a big expansion plan. So homegrown concepts are taking over. If I may say, it's the mid to low segment mainly, and the high end or the luxury segment, it's still the franchises. And also we are seeing a lot of international brands coming to the market. We're seeing Nobu, Zuma, Gaia, Billionaire, Bagatelle, Hakkasan, all these big brands. It's slowly becoming an international hub for international brands as well, similar to what happened in Dubai and other markets. There is still also a room for this high-end segment where we are seeing a lot of international brands coming, because the market is very attractive and it's very appealing. The numbers are very attractive and very appealing, and the clientele knows the brands very well, from what I mentioned earlier, because they've visited a lot of those cities where those brands are present and operational.
What type of food concepts is one food concept or several are lacking in KSA? Do you think there are some are missing from the market?
To be honest, KSA mostly have everything in the market when it comes to fast food, when it comes to cafes, when it comes to high end. Now we're witnessing a lot of expansions happening. What's still missing, if I may say, is the lifestyle lounges and concepts. And this is the market that we as Seven Management want to tap in our expansion, or part of our expansion. The lifestyle lounges and the lifestyle concepts are what's still missing, where you give the full experience with the mood, with the ambiance. And this is new. And we saw some examples happening in the pop-ups and the seasons that happened in the past few years, whether it was in Riyadh or Jeddah. And we saw a big demand for such concepts. And I believe with time, we will see more of these concepts opening, and also the concepts that are related to entertainment, if I may say, and live music. This still has a lot of potential in the Saudi market. And that's why we are coming in with 2 or 3 brands in the next 6 months as Seven Management, because we see this big potential in the market. So lifestyle, Rita, if I may say, lifestyle brands or lifestyle experiences, and this is the slogan. This is the slogan of Seven Management. Seven Management, which is moments made memorable. We basically focus on experience, and we focus on giving the full experience, and that's why we are very excited and keen to tap the Saudi market, because we believe we can add value and in this regard, and we can cater the Saudi market, and we can tap this gap which I mentioned, which is still missing in the Saudi.
Okay, great. And how are franchises doing in KSA?
Franchises, they performed very well, and they made a lot of money, to be honest. Saudi has been always on the radar. Saudi has been always a to-go market, and we saw a lot of local operators acquiring a lot of international brands in several segments of the industry. Lately, we are witnessing a big expansion in the high end and the fine dining, and I mentioned several international brands that are expanding. But it has been the case since the 90s, like I mentioned, where Starbucks, McDonald's, and all the fast food chains that opened in Saudi, and they opened hundreds of branches, because you have big markets, and each city by itself is like a country and more. whether it was Riyadh, whether it was Jeddah, whether it was Khobar, the western and the eastern province. So the market has a lot of potential. The franchises did very well. Of course, in parallel, the past few years, the homegrown was also taking market share and strongly present in the market, because I believe the homegrown also gives the one-on-one experience and gives this. It's more personalized to the Saudis and to this specific taste, if I may say. That's why there was a big demand for such concepts, and they were very successful. But of course, for me, franchises will never die.
No.
Especially if Saudi and Riyadh, to be specific, became a hub for the hospitality. It has to have all the international brands and all the international players. So franchises will always have a room in Saudi. But like I said, maybe we will witness the market share increasing and more in the high end and luxurious segment. And we will see that the homegrown will take more market share in the mid and the low segment.
Let's focus now on Seven Management.
Yes.
Seven Management specializes in nightlife, and you have chosen to expand to KSA. What made you take this decision?
To be honest, Seven Management specializes in nightlife started with nightlife, if I may say, to correct the statement. We started with nightlife back in 2012 in Hamra Street, where we started with February 30 as our baby, as our first brand. And we evolved, and we've put a vision to have a diversified portfolio, and we managed to evolve. Having said that, we have a lot of known nightlife brands, whether it was Antica or Saif, or recently we launched in Dubai a homegrown concept called The Theater, which mixes the live entertainment with the fine dining experience, and it has been a big success. And hopefully soon we will be launching it in Saudi as well. But we also have in our pipeline cafes, where Cafe Beirut, Ahwat Beirut, and here I want to take this chance to announce it for the first time, that Ahwat Beirut, and this is a scoop for you, and Ahwat Beirut will be launched in Saudi next month. October 15 is the opening. We'll be present in the Boulevard in Riyadh, the Riyadh season. And we have very high hopes for this concept, which has a lot of equity in the Saudi market, where we used to have a lot of Saudis and visiting Cafe Beirut in Beirut back then. So, like I said, cafes is in our portfolio. We have also Lebanese street food concept, El Kbir, which also we have a plan to launch in Saudi soon. We recently launched a Greek Mediterranean concept called Bait in Beirut, and the reviews have been amazing. And also, this concept will be franchisable soon across the region. We in Dubai, we are launching 2 restaurants, an Italian restaurant, Italian festive restaurant, where, as I mentioned earlier, we're focusing on the lifestyle, where it will be a restaurant but with live entertainment, and it will be more festive. We're launching it in Q4 this year at the address Skyview, and we're opening a French concept as well called Le Rosé at the address Fontainebleau, also in Q4. So Seven Management now is tapping several channels, and also not to forget February 30, our famous brand, my baby brand. We're launching it next month in Dubai and the Palm, and it will be a restaurant, a bar / beach club. So by this, Seven Management will be tapping all the segments of the industry, and we have a diversified portfolio. And I promise the Saudi market that all our portfolio will be rolled out, because you asked me the question, what made us think of Saudi, or what made us expand to Saudi. I believe KSA and Saudi Arabia is a major player in the region. And as I mentioned earlier, I believe that Riyadh, and specifically Riyadh, will be a hub, an international hub and a regional hub for the hospitality industry. Just to give you small figures, KSA Food Services market valued around the 22 billion in 2020. So this number is huge, $22 billion in 2020. So, and it's expected to grow 10% in the next 2 to 3 years. So having said that, I believe everyone should leave everything and head to Saudi because there is where the big fish is, I believe.
How many employees are you? Now? Do you have under 7 management?
Currently, we have around 350 employees.
Wow.
We are present in Beirut, Doha, and Dubai, and we're expanding soon to Saudi Arabia, to Egypt, and to Greece. This is our expansion plan. Yes, but of course, Saudi Arabia and KSA is top priority for us due to the big potential that I mentioned earlier. So I believe that everyone has to be in Saudi. But of course, the competition is getting fierce. It's not an easy ride, like we say. That's why you have to add value. And this is my motto in life. And everything I do, we have to add value. And that's why 7 Management was successful in the past years, because we managed to add value to our consumers and to our target group. And this is what we are coming here to do in Saudi. Another announcement I want to make, that we are launching Antika as well in Riyadh, the long-awaited Antika, because in Lebanon, back in the gold days, and in 2018 and 2017, 2016, in summer, 80% of our crowd at Antika Beirut was Saudis.
Wow.
And having said that, the brand has a lot of equity in the market. And we are launching it in the Oasis season in November, hopefully. And this will be our second expansion to the Saudi market. And as I promised you, we will be rolling out more and more concepts as we go. So
a lot of announcements.
Yes. I really thank you for giving me this opportunity to be present here today and to talk on this platform. It's a great honor, Jomana and Rita, especially talking about a market like Saudi, which was its big potential, and me specifically, because we've done our homework in the past years, and we've studied the market. We saw the gaps. We saw what's the right way to enter the market. That's why we're starting it with the seasons. It's a good pilot test. We're testing the waters, like they say. We saw other brands expanding, so we took the learnings as well from other brands that participated in previous seasons and previous activations. I want to take this opportunity specifically to thank a great person and a visionary man, Turki Al Sheikh. Abu Nasser did a great job. He managed to put Saudi on the radar, on the international radar for hospitality, with all the brands that he managed to get to Saudi and all the big things he did to the Saudi market. He's definitely a man with vision. And we hope that we will have a successful expansion in Saudi, because it's a huge market. And yes, that's it basically. I don't know.
It was an amazing interview. I mean, we've learned a lot of things. Rita, do you want anything before we wrap up?
No, I just want to say it has been a real pleasure interviewing you. I wish we had more time, and thank you for sharing your knowledge, thoughts, and projects with us, and the scoop, of course.
We'll stay in touch. The interview will be live and will be on Oreca Talks. I mean, you can watch it, people can watch it again and again in the coming 3 days, and then on Hospitality News Magazine. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
It was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Good luck for the Oreca. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.